Imagine being trapped on a speeding train with hundreds of zombies. Every car you run to, they follow. Every door you close, they break through. There's nowhere to hide, nowhere to run, and the only way to survive is to reach the other end of the train, through an army of the undead. A father who cared more about money than his own daughter, a pregnant woman fighting for her unborn child, a high school couple just trying to survive their first date, all trapped together on the most terrifying train ride of their lives. This is the story of how a 3-hour train ride turned into a fight for humanity itself. And by the end, you'll understand that sometimes the greatest sacrifice comes from the most selfish heart. Welcome to Movie Plot. Today, we're diving into TrainToBusan, a 2016 South Korean zombie thriller that redefined the genre and became a global phenomenon.
Our story begins with a truck driver approaching a toll booth late at night. As he pulls up, workers in hazmat suits immediately begin spraying his vehicle with disinfectant. Confused and irritated, the driver demands to know what's going on. "There's been a chemical leak at the biotech plant up ahead," one worker explains casually, just a precaution. But the driver isn't buying it. He mutters to himself that something serious must have happened. They've never sanitized vehicles like this before. Something feels wrong. As he drives away, his phone rings. Distracted by the call, he doesn't notice when his truck suddenly jolts. He's hit something. The driver stops, climbs out, and finds a deer lying motionless beneath his vehicle, dead. He sighs in frustration and gets back in the truck, leaving the animal behind. But then, something impossible happens. The deer's body begins to twitch. Its legs spasm violently as it struggles back to its feet. When it lifts its head, its eyes are clouded and milky white, completely lifeless, yet somehow still moving. This is no ordinary deer anymore. It's infected. The camera pulls back, revealing smoke rising from the distant biotech plant. Whatever leaked from that facility has already begun spreading, and no one knows what's coming. The scene shifts to Seoul, where we meet Seok-woo, a fund manager at a stock market company. We see him instructing his colleague to sell all shares of a biotech plant immediately. His colleague warns that dumping all the shares could crash the market, but Seok-woo insists without hesitation. Through a phone conversation with his ex-wife, we learn that Seok-woo is divorced and now lives with his mother and young daughter, Soo-an. He's so consumed by work that he barely has time for her. When Seok-woo arrives home with a birthday gift for Soo-an, she opens it excitedly, only to discover it's the exact same gift he gave her last Christmas. He's so disconnected from her daughter's life that he doesn't even remember. Soo-an is heartbroken. She insists on visiting her mother in Busan for her birthday. Seok-woo tries to delay, but Soo-an won't back down. Later, his mother shows him a video from Soo-an's school singing competition. In the footage, Soo-an stops singing mid-performance because she couldn't find her father in the audience. She was looking for him, waiting for him to show up. Overwhelmed with guilt, Seok-woo finally agrees to take her to Busan the next morning. Early the next morning, father and daughter board the KTX train to Busan. Just before departure, a disheveled woman stumbles onto the train. Her leg is covered in bite marks and blood, but no one notices. She immediately locks herself in a bathroom. As the train pulls away, Soo-an glances out the window and sees something horrifying: a man attacking the station master, tackling him violently to the ground. She's about to tell her father, but Seok-woo has already fallen asleep. Alone and bored, Soo-an gets up and heads to the bathroom. Meanwhile, the injured woman in the bathroom begins convulsing. A train attendant finds her and calls for medical help over the radio, but before anyone can respond, the woman transforms into a zombie and viciously attacks him. Seok-woo jolts awake to find Soo-an missing. Panic sets in as he searches for her. At that very moment, the infected attendant turns into a zombie and begins attacking passengers. One by one, people are bitten and transformed. Chaos erupts as passengers flee through the train cars. Seok-woo frantically searches for his daughter and finally finds her in the bathroom. He grabs her hand and they run for their lives, zombies chasing close behind. They barely make it through to the next car and slam the door shut, but Seok-woo realizes he's locked a young couple outside with the zombies. Reluctantly, he opens the door just enough to pull them inside before sealing it again. The couple introduces themselves, Sang-hwa and his pregnant wife Seong-kyung. Sang-hwa apologizes for nearly leaving them behind, but Seok-woo coldly ignores him. Seok-woo only cares about himself and his daughter. They quickly discover that zombies can't open doors and only react to what they can see.
The train captain announces over the intercom that they won't continue to Busan. Instead, they'll stop at Daejeon Station, where the military is supposedly waiting to rescue everyone. Seok-woo calls his client and discovers they'll all be quarantined. Desperate to avoid this, he offers his client free shares in exchange for help escaping. The client tells him to exit through the east gate, where his people will be waiting. When the train arrives at Daejeon Station, it's eerily empty. Passengers disembark cautiously. Seok-woo heads toward the east gate with Soo-won, prioritizing their escape. Soo-won begs him to warn the others, but Seok-woo coldly replies, "In times like these, you can only think of yourself." Soo-won is deeply hurt by her father's words. A homeless man overhears Seok-woo's phone conversation and follows them. Suddenly, an injured soldier appears, stumbling toward them. Behind him, an entire military unit emerges, all of them zombies. At the same time, zombies swarm the main gate, killing dozens of passengers. Sang-hwa heroically saves Soo-won from being bitten. Among the chaos, only 2 high school baseball players survive, Yeon-guk and his girlfriend Jin-hee. Yeon-suk pressures the train captain to leave immediately. As the train begins moving, Seok-woo and Sang-hwa fight off zombies to help passengers board. But in the chaos, everyone gets separated into different cars. Jin-hee and other passengers make it to one car. Soo-won, Sang-kyung, the homeless man, and an elderly woman are trapped in car 13, surrounded by zombies on both sides. They lock themselves in a bathroom for safety. Seok-woo, Sang-hwa, and Yeon-guk end up in car 9. Sang-hwa calls his wife and learns they're trapped in a bathroom in car 13. Yeon-guk calls Jin-hee to find out where she is. When Jin-hee tells the other passengers that Yeon-guk and his group are coming to rescue them, Yeon-suk immediately objects. "How do we know they're not infected? We can't let anyone else in here." Yeon-suk is a coward who only cares about himself. Meanwhile, Seok-woo, Sang-hwa, and Yeon-guk prepare for battle. They're in car 9 and must fight through multiple zombie-filled cars to reach car 13. Armed with makeshift weapons, they charge forward, fighting desperately. Just as they're about to be overwhelmed, the train enters a tunnel. Everything goes pitch black. They discover that zombies can't see in the dark, they simply stand still. Using this knowledge, they navigate through the darkness and successfully reach Soo-won and the others. They begin leading them back to safety, but while saving the homeless man, Seok-woo exposes himself to the zombies. As they escape, the zombies spot them and give chase. They reach the door to the next car, but it's locked from the inside. Yeon-guk bangs on the door calling for Jin-hee, but the passengers inside cover her mouth. Yeon-suk even smashes Yeon-guk's phone. In desperation, Yeon-guk begins breaking down the door. Behind them, Sang-hwa holds the other door shut with his bare hands, preventing zombies from entering. Seok-woo fights off the zombies pressing in from behind. During the struggle, a zombie bites Sang-hwa's hand. He realizes he's infected and will soon turn. He tells Seok-woo to take care of his wife. Yeon-guk finally breaks through the door, but at the same moment the zombies shatter the glass door behind them. Sang-hwa, even as he begins to transform, uses his last strength to hold back the horde. Everyone makes it through except for the elderly woman who is bitten and killed. Seok-woo furiously attacks Yeon-suk, screaming, "They died because of you! If you'd let us in from the start, they'd still be alive." But Yeon-suk turns the other passengers against them, claiming they're all infected. The train attendant sides with Yeon-suk, forcing Seok-woo's group into the next car. Jin-hee refuses to stay with such heartless people and joins Young-guk. The elderly woman who died had a sister in the car they'd just left. Realizing that everyone there is selfish and responsible for her sister's death, she decides they don't deserve to live either. She opens the door, letting the zombies pour in. Yeon-suk and the attendant barely escape by locking themselves in a bathroom. To save himself, Yeon-suk pushes the attendant into the zombies and flees. The train captain announces that the rail line is blocked, so they must switch trains. He moves another train to the leftmost track for evacuation. As Seok-woo's group attempts to reach the new train, a flaming locomotive crashes into theirs, separating everyone. Young-guk tries to open a door to help Jin-hee escape, but Yeon-suk suddenly appears and pushes Jin-hee into the zombies. She's bitten, and when Young-guk tries to save her, she bites him too. Both transform into zombies. Yeon-suk runs but trips on the tracks. A zombie attacks him. The train captain tries to help, but Yeon-suk abandons him and boards the train alone. The captain is killed. Seok-woo's group is trapped between two trains, with zombies above them breaking through. The homeless man sacrifices himself to hold them back, allowing Suwon and Seong-kyung to escape. Seok-woo, Suwon, and Seong-kyung barely make it onto the new train, but zombies cling to it, slowing them down. Seok-woo kicks them off one by one. When he opens the cabin door, he finds Yeon-suk, now a zombie. They fight, and Seok-woo manages to throw him off the train, but not before Yeon-suk bites his hand. Seok-woo realizes he's been infected. Fighting against the transformation, he quickly helps Suwon and Seong-kyung into the driver's cabin. He shows Seong-kyung how to operate the brake when they arrive in Busan. Seok-woo kneels beside his daughter one last time. He tells her to stay with Seong-kyung and find her mother in Busan. Suwon sobs uncontrollably, refusing to let him go. Seok-woo steps out of the cabin to the back of the train. Standing there, he reflects on his life. Memories of when Suwon was little, how much he loved her, how much time they'd spent together before work consumed him. As the infection takes hold, Seok-woo leaps from the moving train, choosing death over becoming a monster.
The train arrives in Busan. Song-kyung, carrying her unborn child, leads Suwon through a dark tunnel. On the other side, soldiers are positioned with rifles, unsure if the approaching figures are survivors or zombies. They prepare to fire. But then, through the darkness, they hear a voice, soft, trembling, singing. It's Suwon singing the song she couldn't finish at her school competition because her father wasn't there. Now, in her grief, she sings it for him. Hearing the child's voice, the soldiers realize they're human. They rush forward and rescue them. TrainToBusan is more than just a zombie thriller. It's a powerful story about transformation, not of humans into zombies, but of a selfish man into a selfless hero. Seok-woo starts as someone who only thinks about himself, but through this nightmare, he learns what truly matters: love, sacrifice, and protecting those who depend on you. The film also shows us the worst of humanity through characters like Yeon-suk, who would sacrifice anyone to save himself. In the end, his selfishness leads to his own destruction. The zombie outbreak was caused by a biotech company's leaked virus, the same company whose shares Seok-woo sold at the beginning. In a twisted way, his actions contributed to the disaster, but his final act of heroism redeemed him. TrainToBusan reminds us that in our darkest moments, our choices define who we truly are. What did you think of this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this explanation, don't forget to like and subscribe for more movie breakdowns.